It's time for the Success in Real Estate Show with Frankie Griffin, owner and instructor of Real Estate School for Success, broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you're interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or becoming a real estate agent, you'll enjoy the Success in Real Estate Show on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. This show is for all of anybody actually that's in any form of real estate. Whether you're thinking about buying a house or selling a house, or even thinking about starting a career in real estate, we would certainly love to help you with that. Would love it if you want to give me a call if you have any questions, comments, anything I can help you with. The number here in studio is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. And today I'm going to be talking primarily about some success strategies I think that are good information if you're thinking about buying a house or selling a house. And I've even got some, towards the end of the show, I've got some strategies for real estate agents. So we're going to try to focus on success. That's going to be our goal today. And again, we'd love to help you out any way we can. In fact, I'd love to get a lot of phone calls today. So go ahead and write the phone number down. It's 978-9862, and I'll help you out any way I can with any questions. Well, maybe you've been thinking about a career in real estate, and obviously we would certainly appreciate helping you at our Real Estate School for Success. You were located off of St. Andrews Road. In fact, it's in the St. Andrews Center, formerly called Clusters of Whitehall, for those of you that are familiar with that. But we're in that center. Love for you to just drop by, come visit sometime. We'd love to show you around the school, answer any questions you have. We've got many classes scheduled right now, all the way through the end of the year. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate of any kind, whether it be obviously just the real estate, or maybe you want to do property management, which has been very popular this year and for good reason, appraisal, we got home inspection coming up. I think we can help you in just about any real estate career you want to get started. We'd love to help you with that. Would encourage you just to go to our website. I think you'll find just about all the information you need right there, but it's www.realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com, and you'll find all our schedules, our pricing, and everything will be right there. But I will tell you a couple classes we do have coming up. We do have the final sales, or the 30-hour post-license training, which is required to upgrade your provisional license to permanent. That's going to be starting on Monday. We'd love to have you in that class. Starts at 8:30, 4 days, Monday through Thursday. And then next month, which actually be September 21st, we have a home inspection course that's going to be starting up. You don't want to miss this, because this is really an awesome time to get your home inspection license if that's something you're interested in. And I say that because of the price that we're offering on this particular course, $450, which I think you'll find if you check around, that's a very, very economical price for that course. Not only will you get the training you need to pass the exam, we're also going to have a field trip where you actually go out and actually inspect the property to make sure you understand the process there. The instructor is, in fact, he actually helped write the state exam here several years ago, so he can certainly help you with that process. And then he also is the current president of the South Carolina Home Inspectors Association. So you got an excellent instructor. It's going to be a really good class. Go to our website, again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Starts on September 21st. Now, this is a weekend class, so it goes Saturday and Sunday for 2 weekends, but it starts on September the 21st. And let's see, and here's the big thing I wanted to talk to you about. For those of you that are thinking about getting into real estate, and again, any type of real estate, we're actually going to start holding our career nights. We've done this in the past, sort of got away from it, but we're going to do it again. But a career night it'll last approximately 1 hour, depending on the questions and things of that nature. But it's a time where you can just come by the school, again, check things out, have questions answered, and we're going to go through the process of what real estate is all about. Obviously, we'll talk to you or explain to you who can get a license, and really just about anybody can, as long as you're 18 years of age. You do have to have a high school diploma or a GED, one of those two. We're also going to talk about the likelihood of being successful in real estate and the things that you would have to do to be successful in real estate, because now it is a really good time to actually get started. It is an awesome time. We'll even talk to you about things to consider when selecting a real estate brokerage company that you want to hang your license with. We'll give you some ideas there. We're going to explain exactly how the real estate business works, answer any questions you have. So it's just a really good time. It costs absolutely nothing. All we ask is that you do give us a call to register, so we'll know make sure we don't run out of seats. There is limited seating, so I would ask that you please call the school, and the phone number to our school is 803-807-9152. Again, 807-9152, and just let us know you're coming. There's no commitment there. You don't have to pay for anything. We just want to be prepared for the number of people that are going to be attending. But this is an excellent opportunity to find out everything you need to know about starting a career in real estate. The next one we've got coming up is going to be on September the 5th. That's a Thursday evening. It's going to start at 5:45 p.m. AM's a little bit too early for most real estate agents, so we'll stick with the PM there. But again, September the 5th, usually lasts, like I said, about an hour, but I'll certainly be there to answer questions for as long as it takes to get everybody satisfied. And then also, if this is something you'd be interested in, if you attend the career night, somebody there will get or win a 50% discount on the licensing course. All right, well, let's go straight back to our phone lines where I believe we got Mr. Williams. How are you, Mr. Williams?
Doing fine, sir.
All right, what can we do for you?
I got a question. I got a piece of property my daughter was living in, and she moved upstate. I'm thinking about renting it out.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've never rented any property out before, I'm thinking about going to a real estate company. Is that the best deal, or?
Well, it can be. It certainly. I mean, it's very time, or it can be very time consuming. There are advantages to go and using a property management company to help you with that process. Because if you get a good property manager, they can get the right tenant for you. You mess around and get a bad tenant, it will be the biggest nightmare you've ever encountered, I can assure you.
Right. Are most real estate people property managers also or not?
Well, if they have their real estate license, they can certainly do property management.
Right.
But I won't say most of them do property management. That's a field or niche really all by itself. But there are some highly qualified, very good property managers out there. But, you know, just like any kind of profession, you've got good ones and you can have some bad ones out there too.
Right.
But the reason I would like it, is because they have the experience and know how to qualify and get the right tenant there.
Yes, sir. And
it can save you a lot of time from having to do things yourself.
That's kind of what I'm looking forward to, really.
Yeah.
If so a property management team would be the best way to go.
That would be my recommendation. Unless you've just got the time and you want to do it yourself, and you're going to be doing much of it. Right. If not, I would recommend. You're going to get tired of it very quickly, I can assure you, if you try to do it yourself.
Okay. All right. I sure appreciate your advice on this.
All righty. Well, thank you for calling in. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you, sir.
All righty. Take care. All right. Well, we've got a couple of minutes before I need to go ahead and take the bottom of the hour break, but there's a few things I did want to just touch on when it comes to these success strategies for sellers. Few things I think that are very important. One, I always recommend, especially nowadays and for several reasons, before you put your home on the market, would recommend you have a pre-home inspection done. Now, this does a few things. Now, first of all, I guess let me go ahead and address the concern I hear from a lot of sellers when I bring this up, is the fact that, well, I don't want to know about the problems, because obviously if you have knowledge of an issue or defect, the law does require it to be disclosed. Well, I can just assure you, bad news will not get better with time. And if there are problems with your home, the buyer's going to find out anyway, more than likely, because they're going to have their own home inspection done. But the reason it's so important, in my opinion, to identify these things up front before you start dealing with any buyers is I like to recommend, if there are material defects, and I'm not worried about the cosmetic stuff, but if there's a material defect, then I think we need to get these things addressed and we need to get them fixed, because, let's say, for example, the home inspector finds that the roof is in such poor condition that it's either already leaking or soon will be leaking. Well, I can assure you a buyer is going to want that roof replaced. They're not going to want to spend that much money on a house and then know they got to go in and replace the roof. Well, say for example it would cost you $4,000 to replace it. I can assure you the buyer is going to negotiate into the contract where they're going to knock your sales price way down. It's going to cost you a lot more in sales price than it would have cost you to go ahead and fix the problem. Or in this case, go ahead and just replace the roof. The other problem I'm seeing, which I don't like, I think it's, in my opinion, not very ethical, especially when agents are involved with this. But what you'll see a lot of times where agents or buyers will actually talk about or throw a bunch of things at the seller in advance. Say, look, we got to get this fixed, this needs to be done, this needs to be corrected, this needs to be replaced. And they come up to a dollar figure, and then they agree to go ahead and reduce the sales price by that amount. And now, seller, you've agreed to sell at more than likely your very bottom dollar here. And then the buyer goes out, has the home inspection done, finds the problems, and now they want you to fix the problems. And that's what really is a little discouraging and somewhat irritating to me, where we've already lowered the price for that issue, but now the buyer not only wants you to lower the price, now they want you to go in there and fix it too. So to me, that's kind of like double dipping, and that's just not right. And I've been seeing that an awful lot here lately, and a lot of agents have been talking to me about that same problem. So I recommend go ahead and get a pre-home inspection done. Let's know what we're dealing with before we get to start negotiating with the buyer. I'm Frankie Griffin, real estate educator and broker in charge. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're talking about some success strategies, things I think would be very helpful if you're thinking about selling your house to get it sold quickly. I'm also going to be talking about some strategies for buyers also to find your dream home, because that's what it's all about. We want to make sure it's the right house when we make that investment. Well, if you have any questions, any comments, or anything I can help you with, please give me a call. The number here in studio is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. I'll certainly do my best to answer any questions you have. Well, before we went to the break, we were talking about some of these seller strategies, and it is really, really important to get your house in top-notch shape before it goes on the market. Because let me give you some statistics. This is actually provided by Trulia. They actually had what they call an American Dream survey when it comes to actually buying a home. But in this survey, it indicates that 33% of buyers would be willing to pay more than the asking price to get their dream home. So I think that's very intriguing. 33% willing to pay more than the asking price. Then it also indicates that 25% would be willing to actually pay the seller's closing costs to get the property. So now that's very encouraging. And these are things that we haven't seen very much in the last few years because of such a huge buyer market. But then a couple other things just real quick. 17% said they do write personal letters to the seller, I guess a plea, if you will, to sell to them. And then 12% are willing to borrow money from family and friends in order to be able to get the 20% down payment if that's what they need, depending on their financing situation. But what we're seeing here right now is buyers are willing to do what it takes to get the house if they feel like it's their dream home. Well, seller, the key here then, it sounds to me like, is to make sure that your home is the dream home for buyers, and that's what we want to accomplish here. And the way you have to do that, I mentioned before the break, I highly recommend that pre-home inspection. I'm telling you, it helps for all kind of reasons, and one significant reason to me, I think it will help you actually reduce liability when it comes to non-disclosure type issues, because we can get this home inspection done, and then even if there are problems, get them fixed. The home inspector will come out and make sure they have been fixed or corrected, and then they'll redo their inspection. So now basically it looks like you got a very nice, clean inspection. And I know as an agent myself, when I'm showing houses to buyers, when I see that and the seller is willing to just leave the inspection out where I can look at it, it makes me feel a lot more comfortable about the house and the willingness of the seller to actually disclose the things that the law requires to be disclosed anyway. So I think it's a very good idea if you want to get buyers truly interested. A couple other things real quick, seller. I highly recommend you make sure the house is clean. And when I say, I'm talking about inside and outside. There has to be very nice, appealing, curb appeal. We want it to look good from the road, and if it looks good from the road, then they'll actually want to come in and actually look at the house. But when they walk in the house, again, the house needs to be cleaned. It needs to show very well. And I've mentioned this on the show a few times in the past, but I'll say it again now. One of the biggest turnoffs buyers have when they walk in houses is when the house has a bad smell or odor to it, if you will. And I know that sellers, because especially if you've been living there, you may not notice an odor where somebody else that's not been in the house before, they'll notice it right away. And that's a really big turnoff for buyers if it exists. You may even want to look at getting some of these air purifiers and air purification system or systems in the house. They're very economical. I've been doing these for and providing these for agents for quite a while now. They are very good, but they can purify the air and make the air smell very clean. And when I say clean, you're not walking in, you're not smelling things like the scented candles and Febreze and stuff like that. This is a very clean smell. And if that's something you would like or be interested in and want more information about, you can certainly give me a call after the show, and I'd be more than happy to give you information about these air purification systems, they are very, very good. The last thing I would say for home sellers, if you're going to get that house to even show, to get buyers to the house, I think it's first of all important to understand where buyers are coming from. And all the statistics show that, in fact, 90% of all buyers nationwide actually find the houses they go look at online themselves. And because there's so much information available online today, you can certainly find houses for sale. Well, what are they going to be looking at? They're going to be looking at the photos, the pictures that are available online. And if those pictures do not show the house well, then you're not going to have buyers come out and look at the house. So I recommend you have professional quality photos of the home. And I got to tell you, every time I have a home listed myself, I always bring out my my professional, Jerry Belton. He's with Eagle Photography. But Jerry all he does is real estate. He is a professional real estate photographer, so he doesn't get into all the other types of photos and pictures and things. But he takes quality photos. And in fact, I can tell you, and I remember when I was doing these myself, an average size home, I can go in 10, 15 minutes max. I can have all the pictures I need, and I'm out the door. Jerry can't seem to take pictures that fast. Something to do with the professionalism of the photo, I guess. But he usually spends probably anywhere from 2 to 3 hours doing a photo shoot of that house. He makes sure each photo is properly staged. It looks awesome. And every photo actually tells a story, and that is very important in this, in what I'm trying to get at here. Because when this buyer's looking online, you got that house and it's listed for $200,000. There better be something in that picture that looks like it's worth $200,000. And it's so important, because if you don't, I'm telling you, these buyers, they just click right on to the next one because of the photos, and worse than that, the lack of photos. Well, Jerry can help you out with that. He does such a good job doing these photos. In fact, he can come out and do 15, 20 shots or whatever you want. He'll customize whatever kind of package you want. But you're looking at about $150 for him to come out and do a photo shoot of this house. You've got professional images now that you can use at your discretion. And not only will he do these photos, he's also now doing virtual tours of the house. And for an additional $30, which is, that's incredible. So for an additional $30, you get not only all the photos of the house, you also get the virtual tour of the property. Now you've got something you can market with. And now whether you're selling the house by owner, or maybe you've listed your house with an agent, I highly recommend you go take a look at these photos. Go online yourself. Look at your house. Look at the pictures of your house, and just ask yourself, is there anything in that photo that would make me want to buy this house if I were a buyer? And I think in a lot of cases you may be very surprised at the quality of some of these photos. The other thing I might recommend you do is go to Jerry's website, which is www.imagesbyeagle.com. Imagesbyeagle.com. Look at the photos he's taken of properties, and then you compare those photos to the photos of your house right now, and you tell me if there's any difference. And if you don't think that's worth $150, I think it's amazing. He does a great job. You can certainly give him a call. His number is 331-9035. Again, and the area code's 803-331-9035, or you can certainly go to his website, imagesbyeagle.com, and you'll see everything he's got listed there. And last thing I'll just throw in real quick, because I need to go ahead and take our last break. But for you real estate agents out there that are looking for or would like to have an agent video to put on your website or on Facebook or just on YouTube, wherever you want to put it, he's doing these videos right now for $75. He'll come out, shoot the video, edit it, and it will be professional quality, I can assure you. And now you've got something to help market with. He does an awesome job. Again, go to his website, imagesbyeagle.com. We need to go ahead and take our last break of the day. Would love to help you or answer any questions you have. Give me a call here in studio. The number is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, real estate educator and broker in charge in South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And if you're riding around town right now, these roads are so wet. Please be careful. Just please be careful, especially when the show's over and I get out there. I don't want anybody running to me. Got a lot of work to do today, and I'm looking forward to it. We are talking about some success strategies in real estate today if you're buying or selling a house. And I've already talked a good bit about some things I think are important if you're trying to sell your home. And I'd like to use the last bit of time we have today to talk about if you're actually buying a home. And let me just start by saying, if you are thinking about buying a home, we would love to help you with that process. I am an accredited buyer's representative. That's a designation I've earned several years ago, which just means that I'm an expert in buyer representation and would love to help you with that process. You can certainly contact me. In fact, I'll give you my cell phone right now. My cell phone is 803-315-7303. Again, 315-7303, or you can email me at frankie@frankiegriffin.com. And Frankie is Frankie, frankie@frankiegriffin.com. Love to have you come by the office, sit down, let's talk about it. Because here's some things I really believe buyers need to do if you're going to be successful. And like anything, to be successful, it starts with a very strong foundation before you get out there and just start doing stuff. And I think one of the biggest mistakes you can make is just call an agent and have them come meet you at a house that you rode by and you saw the for sale sign. If you're serious about buying a house, let a professional help you through that process. What I would like for you to just come by my office. There's several things we need to talk about. One, we want to make sure you get the financing that's going to be required to purchase a home. And that's important, especially when it comes to writing up the offer and negotiating the deal. I have to know exactly what kind of financing that you've been approved for and what you can do and the things that you can't do. It's impossible to write up an offer, or at least a strong offer, without that kind of information. So I need to know that up front. I'd also like to know who you would like to use as your attorney, because you do have, as the buyer, it is your right to choose the closing attorney. And I like to identify these things right up front. So now we have all this information. So if we have legal questions or things of that nature, we know who we can go talk to get the answers from. There's just a lot of information that I really need right up front. But probably the biggest thing that I would like buyers to do, and I find buyers really love this, but it's like a worksheet where buyers, and it takes them about 5-10 minutes to fill it out, but it's information, it's questions, things that I need to know about the property they're looking for. What are you looking for in your dream home? And it is very detailed. It takes a couple of minutes or a few minutes actually to fill all this information out, but I find buyers love it because as they're going through it, checking things, filling things out, the constant comment I get is, you know what, I didn't even think about this, but Frankie, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. I'm glad you had that on this list, because it just had crossed my mind. Well, there's so many things involved with buying the house that you can certainly easily miss things, and it helps me find the right house so we're not looking at 50, 60 houses when we go shopping. We can streamline this effort and make it work just right for you. Well, we're about out of time, but in the few seconds I have left, again, if you would like to, or if you're in the process of buying a house and you need some help, I would love to help you with that. Give me a call. My phone number is 315-7303. Again, 315-7303. And again, as I was saying at the beginning of the show, if you're interested in a career in real estate, come to our career night, which will be September the 5th, Thursday night at 5:45. That's when we're going to start. Need you to just call and let us know you're coming. Our phone number to school is 807-9152. 9152. 807-9152. Thank you so much for listening this morning. Hope you have a great weekend. You've been listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC.